how's it going? Very nice to see some of you here tuning in on Discord as well as YouTube. So again, today's game development open Q&A will be walking through different avatar customizations and a bit of updates on our project as well. So for those of you who are new to the VTuber Studio project, VTuber Studio project is a new project that features the vast capabilities of the Off-World live streaming toolkit for VTubers and live streamers, and we'll be particularly looking at different streaming capabilities that's enabled by a widget blueprint, but also how it would work in a package game in game as well as in editor. So we'll be looking at this open source project template we've been creating to quickly customize and package your own VTuber studio. And as mentioned, there are some features in this VTuber studio, and we have included different capture systems such as Cinecam capture, 360 capture, as well as viewport capture. We've also got different streaming and media output options, allowing you to stream to RTMP, to platforms such as Twitch, YouTube, Bilibili, as well as media output, allowing you to save to file and record as an MP4. We've also kind of included different media inputs, so you can stream different videos into Unreal seamlessly, and with that we've created an actor blueprint that will allow you to select desired capture systems, their respective render targets and display materials. And finally, which is the highlight of today, we'll be talking about how to use some of these example assets such as avatars. So we put in some VRM and Metahuman characters, some environment meshes, as well as materials. So our Wednesday Discord open Q&A session, we are particularly looking at avatar customization these few weeks, but previously we've walked through environment building, so adding in your own levels from other projects as a persistent level. We've also previously walked through already what happens in the VTuber studio with inputs and outputs media directly from Unreal, as well as games packaging and UI development. So in this VTuber studio, we've heavily kind of invested our time in the widget blueprint. So using the widget blueprint, you can now easily access the different capture systems and media output. And with that, we'll walk through our process in building these characters as well today. And so for those of you who are new to the VTuber studio, we've already had our first release on GitHub. And so if you go to this GitHub link here, you'll find that our project's available as an open source Apache license project for you to clone and very quickly customize into your own VTuber studio. So just going back to this README, we have included the kind of information you'll need to package this game. Once you have kind of Unreal 5.2, Visual Studio, OBS, and these different streaming tools, you'll be able to access all the capabilities in this VTuber studio. And so this week, we're really walking through the kind of roadmap of our VTuber studio, kind of walking through what we've been doing past few weeks, as well as the next upcoming few weeks. We've also got a bit of information on how to retarget Mixamo animations to your metahumans, and then we might be walking through some of these simple keyboard events to trigger character animations. And finally, I think some of you have talked about control rigs, so we'll be walking through that very lightly today. And so some massive updates from us. We've worked on audio, so now you're able to use use your kind of like system microphone to stream to stream out of Unreal via NDI, as well as save to file and RTMP. So with this VTuber Studio, now we support audio streaming. There will be more updates coming up very quickly, but we've also introduced a new Metahuman character, which we're really excited to show. And upcoming, which is related to these updates, is that in our new plugin versions, we'll have audio submixes support, which means that you can have different channels for audio when you stream. Let's say you have background music in your game, or different music tracks happening, and you also have different input systems. You are now able to set these as different audio submixes and stream out of Unreal through these channels. And then on top of that, we're working on a Twitch integration. So we'll be working on how to get, for example, chats from Twitch to trigger different events in the scene or level, to make this VTuber Studio a very interactive experience for both the streamer and the viewers. So hopefully that will be something very useful for some of you. So now let's start. So as mentioned, today we're looking primarily into Mixamo to Metahuman, so that's what we're going to do today. So I'm just opening up Unreal at the moment, but just before that, I wanted to show you how we can download animations from Mixamo and use in your project. So if you followed from the past few weeks, you'll know that we already have a animation retargeter in our project. What you have to do is download animations with this character, and then once you download them, import them into the content browser, and using this retargeter, we'll be able to export animations for your VRM character or your metahumans. So first we're going to look into Mixamo. So if you know much about Mixamo, it is a really good archive or library of animations. And for this project, I've used this Xbox. So if you go to characters and look for Xbot, this is the character I've been using for animation, for exporting my animations. So I'm just going to be following that to make sure that it's consistent for viewing. So in Mixamo, we've already previously exported different sitting animations. You might want to export a few more and trigger these changes. So now I'm just going to select the sitting laughing one, maybe. It's taking a while to load. I'm just going to hit download with skin. So making sure that you download these animations with skin, because that's the only way we can get skeletal meshes imported on Unreal. So I'm just going to download quite a few of them. I might have a few of these dancey ones. Yeah, feel free to let me know your options or your preferred options, but I think I'm just gonna go for something quite simple, just to match the vibe of our VTuber Studio. Maybe 2 of these. So what we're going to do now is open up our VTuber project. And so for those of you new to the project, you'll know that you'll have to read the README from GitHub. But as mentioned, what you have to do is right-click on the U project to generate Visual Studio project files, and then build with this solution file inside Visual Studio, and then you'll be able to open very quickly. So I've just double-clicked on this U project to open up Unreal, and it'll take a while to load, so I'm just going to wait for that to happen. So because today's workflow is really importing Mixamo animations for this MetaHuman, we'll have to do that first. So first, once Unreal is opened, we'll be importing Mixamo animations. So a bit of updates. I'm going to turn this to lit and hopefully it doesn't kill my graphics card completely. So a bit of updates on the project. So here you will see that we've got new characters imported. So from last week we've had we went through the processes of importing your custom VRM characters as well as metahumans. So from last week I've basically just added a new metahuman character, which I think has a better alien vibes, which fits off-world quite a lot. I've added this emissive map and normal map for the character. I kind of removed the hair as well because I thought it'd be easier on my computer and easier for distribution as well, potentially. And so yeah, again, today what we're going to do is importing Mixamo animations, using them on your metahumans or VRM, and then using keyboard events to trigger these changes. Hi Jasper, we were just talking about some of the updates of the VTuber studio, but yeah, we were talking about how we have upcoming kind of like audio upgrades as well as Twitch integrations, which is going to come in a couple of weeks, so super excited about that. So now we basically just downloaded some Mixamo animations. I'm going to just quickly drag them into the content browser and import them as skeletal meshes. Now, so what I've just done is I've dragged the FBXs into Unreal. And as mentioned, I've been using this XBot Mixamo skeleton. So I'm going to continue using this, and it's already in my scene. So I'm going to import these animations as Mixamo skeletons. So I'm going to import all. So now what is supposedly going to happen is that we will see these characters. Just trying to find the animation. Right. So these animations are now imported. Just selected this anim sequence to look through them. So now we have animations that are fit to the Mixamo skeleton. And for those of you who don't know, animations have to fit certain skeletons. Animations are made for certain skeletons or rigs. And so today we have to retarget these animations that were previously made for this Mixamo skeletal mesh and to make them fit for your metahuman. So metahumans come with varying different heights and kind of like body proportions. So we're working with a specific kind of body proportion today. And for that, we created a retargeter. So in here, I have created a Mixamo IK rig previously, which is generated from this skeletal mesh. So this is the XBot from Mixamo. And then with that, I've created, I think I've just created a IK rig based on that. So I've created an IK rig. from this Mixamo skeletal mesh. And then with IK-rigs, so IK-rigs are inverse kinematics. It is in a way allowing us to map bones, bone branches, let's say, so how bones can link to each other as a branch. So fixing the kind of hierarchy of the skeleton and determining the relationship between, like, for example, the bone of your thumb to your shoulder, just as an example. So a retargeter primarily uses two assets, which is the source inverse kinematics rig as well as the target IK rig asset. So with this, I've already created a retargeter that allows us to compare two rigs. So we can compare the Mixamo rig to the Metahuman rig, and I've inserted different IK rigs to these respective panels or blanks. So now you will see that. So now what I want to do is run this as using this retargeter, creating more animations and exporting them for the Metahuman. So have to figure out skeletal mesh. All right, so what we have to do is now finding these animations. I put them into levels, virtual human, Metahuman, and then animations. And the animations I put as sitting, but I really think there have been different ones. I'm going to try to see if this works. I vaguely remember how to do it properly, but I think this is how. So we're dragging the animations. I see, so I didn't import them properly, so I'm just going to delete them. Delete them quickly. Should be fine. So from my downloads, I'm just importing them again, choosing Mixamo skeleton, and most importantly, import animations. And now I can import all. So in my content browser now, you should be able to see the animations. Great. So now the animations are assigned to the Mixamo skeleton, and it will appear directly in the retargeter. So I'm just going to hit save all just to make sure everything's here. And then I'm going to select these animations. I'm going to double click to check which ones we're using. So the sitting and laughing one, as well as the standing idle one. I think these ones are just idle ones that are automatically generated. So what we need is the sitting, laughing animation and the standing. So I'm going to export selected animations. And in here, I believe I've put them in a retargeted folder over here. So now they'll be exported in that folder. And with that, we can play test the animation here in the scene. So what I usually do really is just go to the body and animation and find these animations. So we've got standing with briefcase, that's already there. You'll see that that's available. We've also got the sitting and laughing animation, which is also here. It's very dramatic movement. Right, so cool. I haven't got live link today, so I'm not gonna generate facial animations just yet, but you'll see that with the retargeter, we're able to move animations from another skeleton and tailor that to Metahuman, so that's perfect. I'm gonna go back to maybe just the standing with briefcase because it's a bit more accessible and less dramatic. So that's how you can quickly, within 5 minutes, import animations and and change animations for your VTuber studio. I'm going to mute myself a bit just to show you how that changes in the play mode. So that was just a very, very quick walkthrough of how that works. Next, you probably want to, during your VTuber Studio, drive these animation changes in the blueprint. So I'm going to just do this on level blueprint now, and hope that it works. So what we're going to do is we have to create a reference for this Metahuman. I'm just going to copy this. So an easier way to do it would be to click on Metahuman and then right click to create a reference to Blueprint Metahuman. And in here, in this level blueprint, I want to, just to be consistent, I'm moving away from this event begin play kind of event line. I'm going to create a keyboard event, and I might just drive these animation changes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on my keyboard. So this means that when I press 1, it will drive different changes. It will drive different actions. So what I might do is set animation for body, and I'll change them with different keys. So I'm just going to do this. New animation to play. So now I can select all the animations I've imported and retargeted. I'm gonna go to be specific, I have to use the one with the right rig. So I believe these ones are the ones. Set 1. I'm just gonna copy this a lot for keyboard 2. Details panel. So I'm going to press 2 here, and that will set different animations. Let's do the new ones that we've just imported. So it would be the sitting, laughing, as well as I'm going to just copy another one for keyboard event 3. And we're going to set this animation to the standing one, standing with briefcase idle. Let's leave. Hope this is the right one. If not, we'll be able to tell later. It's a good way to name them properly. So now we can, I'm just going to mute myself again, because I've got audio capture in my scene. I kind of just want to make sure it's fine. All right, let's try and play. Sorry, I
Sorry, I
realized.
realized.
Sorry, I realize I've been speaking muted, but what I've just done in the level blueprint is I've changed the animation, the set animation to play animation, and I've also mentioned that a quick way to check whether these are um, um, I've realized what's the best way to check if they're the retargeted animations that you're looking for is to check for the folders they're stored in. So here you'll see that I've exported them in animations retargeted, which is the right one. So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to compile and hit save. I'm going to mute myself again because I've got audio capture enabled in the scene and I don't want to have feedback. So I'm just going to let it play. That is basically today's tutorial. It's a very simple one, but I think using keyboard events for now will very quickly help you kind of like design different interactions and prototype them before we put them on the widget blueprint. So very quick way to use keyboard events to drive avatar customizations. So not only can you use keyboard events to change animations, you can also quickly change outfits based on that. So with the same ways I've done the blueprints, what you can do is change the static meshes assigned to the heads. So here you've got glasses. You can also quickly access the torso for the outfit. So I've created two different outfits. One is a suit and the other one is a t-shirt and kind of like a sporty outfit. So we'll be creating a lot more. We'll be creating a lot more of these assets soon. But yeah, very excited to show you more about our audio upgrades as well as Twitch integration that's coming soon. So if you have any questions about avatar customizations or you want these to be covered in the next few weeks, that would be great. But yeah, very nice to see you all dropping in and also tuning in on YouTube. And also, hi, Sax Electro, very nice to meet you. Yeah, we've just quickly covered how to do different simple keyboard events to trigger animation changes on this MetaHuman. And we've also mentioned now that we're looking into updating the plugin a little, which will allow us to have submixes support in streaming. And so with microphone in as well as background music, we'll be able to separate them into different submixes to be streamed out. So Sax Electro will also be helping us a bit on that, but yeah, we're working on that very quickly, and in the next few weeks we'll be integrating Twitch interactions, so different chats and stuff. So yeah, super excited to hear from all of you, and that's really it from me today. Thank you so much.